Hi, I'm Craig Phillips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to dismantle, unblock and then refit your traps for your sink. Whether it's a kitchen sink, a bathroom sink, your bath or even your shower. The likelihood is it's going to have one of these trapping the water in there. This is a U-bend and this is a bottle trap. The way these are designed are pipes coming into them and pipes going out to them, and they will hold onto water here to stop any smell coming out the drains and going back into the room. However, these are quite vulnerable areas where they get trapped with grease and hair and things like that, and they do need to be cleaned out. So your first point of call is you can use one of these pumps. Your sink will probably be full of water. Take the plug out. It's got a little round end on it here, like a sunken section. So you place that right in the middle of the plug, press it down. Already you can start to feel it's getting a little bit of a suction in there, a little bit of pressure on the top, and you pull that up and down and pump that air. It's a little bit like a bicycle pump. And what that's doing is pushing the air down, and it hopefully should unblock the U-bend here. The bottle traps, they also work on a similar trapping the water in here. The water fills up and then it exits out of this one there. And the more that you pump in from the top, you can force that out. We'll come back to that in a moment. There's also one of these plungers, which I'm sure you've all seen before, that goes over the actual plug itself. And again, give it a good pump and it works pretty much similar to what that one does. Now the third option is a waste pipe cleaner. Now it's this piece of wire with like a corkscrew end on it there, a little bit of a handle on the opposite end. Now this goes down the drain through the plug, and already that has gone down about that far, which is 500 or 600 millimeters. So that will have gone down the sink, started to push like this, push through, and you pull it and push it. Corkscrew section on here is really good for pulling out hair, you know, if that's caught in the shower tray. Failing all three options, you are going to have to dismantle the pipework, clean out the traps and then refit them. And this is how you do it. Now this is what you're typically going to be faced with underneath your sink. My sink is a bowl and a half. We've got one bowl here and a small one, so we've got two pipes coming down where our water's coming through. Here we have a 90-degree bend. The water's going to travel down here. It's going to come down and it's going to trap in our U-bend there. So your block at home is probably going to be around this U-bend. If people have put grease down there, you know, over the months, keep pouring bits and pieces down, it'll start to just congeal along the bottom here and get thicker and thicker when it goes colder and colder, and eventually you'll start to see your water trickling away slower and slower, and it's indicating that you are getting a problem in here. If that blocks up, then sometimes it can block up and even affect these bends. So what we need to do is get some bowls, of course, pop them underneath, and now I'm going to unscrew here and unscrew here a little bit, and a lot of water is going to come out. Just going to let that run out for a little bit. The bowl's only full to about here. There we go. So we've still got water trapped in this U-bend here, so that's why I've got a little second bowl to just catch that as we pour it out. And I will warn you as well, it might be a little bit smelly at home, so do be prepared for that. So I'll quickly wipe up the area all around, because what you don't want to do is have this water soaking into your units, your carcasses. So there we have our U-bend. Now of course we would have had to disconnect it from here as well, because this pipe will be going through your wall, so that will unscrew and it'll pull out along there. You will find you've got a number of different washers on here. Do not lose these, and it is wise to take photographs of it as you're taking it apart. So take a photograph of it in situ. When you take the first piece off and you dismantle it like this, lie it down, take your photograph of that piece here. There we go. So again, we can check if these ones will need cleaning. If you are taking it apart, it's wise to take the rest of it apart and give it a good clean anyway. I'm going to take these up onto the workbench. So once you've disconnected your components, get yourself some nice hot soapy water, give them a good soaking in there, and then you can take them apart a little bit more. Just make sure all these are nice and clean, all the threads on here as well. You can get a little toothbrush if you wanted, or one of these pipe cleaners down there, and just making sure all around that U-bend is getting cleared out. So these sections here where you've got your washers on them, you might find they come off, but if they do, just make sure you've got your photographs and you know where to put them back on again. You've also got some more in here too. This one here is kind of what normally goes over your pipe, and you can see that one is the one that is angled down a fraction for going in. So again, take them all off, give them all a good clean. Make sure these aren't perished, because again, you can replace those if you need to. And all around. So now all the components are cleaned and the washers are back into position. I'm going to re-put the pipes back where they were and pull it in nice and tight. So you're holding on to this quite rigid and you're tightening that up by hand. And then we have our U-bend, which slides up. This here will come all the way down to this little joint along there. And again, that washer inside of there is getting squeezed really tight when we tighten the nut up around here. And that's got it. Now that will work perfectly. So that's all you need to know how to dismantle and clean the waste traps for your sink. If you're looking for more how-to videos, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to know more about the tools we've been using, just check out the website, silverlinetools.com.